people, Nugget.
Baby, get us views.
Yeah, really? What a
Mer-
weebly!
It's America, baby.
Yes, this baby plays D&D with us on the regular.
Yep.
He is always where I'm playing D&D at, though. So we're just gonna cuddle
He's a
for a minute,
min-maxer.
and then I'm gonna put him in a swing.
Yeah. He's minimized to 0 in everything except charisma.
Yep, which is 9.
All right, guys. We are here, and we are stop, drop, and roll. And we're going to play some D&D for you. It's been a hot minute since we've played. But we're back. And why don't we have all our players go ahead and roll a d20?
13.
9.
14.
12.
Come on.
17.
All right. So, I believe Mario, you said 9?
Yeah, I said 9.
So, does Mario remember what happened last time?
I barely remember yesterday.
Same.
So, we got into the base. This is the basement of that place, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So we got into the basement, and then there were some guys in this first room we went into, and I was still looking like the dwarf. I just kind of bullshit with them and walked past. Left everybody in the room. I walked into that main room, and there were, 2 salamanders and the big guy.
Yep.
Guy, who then was
The
the guard.
Duergar. Yeah.
And then I felt he was suspicious of me, and everything popped off. We fought a bunch of things. Was it an ogre? Or an
Yes, surprise ogre.
ogre? Surprise
ogre.
And then I can't remember. Did we capture the guy? We didn't.
Yeah,
kill him.
I charmed him. I charmed him, and then we threw a net over him.
Yes.
Yes.
He's
I
also
believe he's-
unconscious.
That's the entire session.
Yeah, last session was a very big ol' combat bonanza, pretty much. You guys snuck through for the first part of it, and when shit hit the fan, you guys kind of went all out and fought a bunch of dudes. Took a lot longer than I anticipated because it was a very unorthodox way of going about it, but, that's how you guys roll, so it worked out in the end. And, yeah, to kind of refresh those at home watching where we're at, the party has just raided the lower level of the Shadow Anvils hideout. The Shadow Anvils were a arms-dealing criminal organization who are seeking to raise their ranks within the Dragon Syndicate and become more prominent within the Dragon Syndicate's graces, as it were. And the party knows that the Dragon Syndicate asked them to take care of one Kulatan or Ogremir, a half-orc merchant who Bronwyn, Rinlin, and Ember's leader / mother figure had asked them to help out. So they are taking care of the Shadow Anvils so they can get to Kulatan. They think they can get an arrangement if the Shadow Anvils are eliminated and out of the picture to meet up with Kulatan and make sure he's safe at Bronwyn's request. So they went about that in the only way they know how, which is kicking down the door and raiding the crap out of the place, which they did quite well.
Hey, we didn't do that originally.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, no, we snuck. I hid it in a box.
Yeah,
We'll
there
put
was
a
some,
box.
there was
We
some
talked our
deception
way
there.
in.
You did.
I just
It was a
sneak.
solid 50-50.
At the second hideout, the first hideout, you just walked into a bar, then started kicking down doors.
Well,
It was
They
an.
all
It,
you gotta
It
change it up, otherwise you're predictable.
It's true.
no, it was a murder sandwich.
But we also
Accurate.
did
It's my one-
redeem
it's my
the
one-liner
guy
for
in the
the
first
night.
one.
You did. But we're going to pick up. You guys have just defeated this Duergar fellow, and he's kind of netted up.
Since why
And-
hoarding is good.
Yeah. That fishing net that you picked up on the river up through Oresia on your way back to Asealed forever ago. Like, you picked that up before you ran into Noop.
Oh yeah, okay.
I hoard things, guys.
Hey, it paid off. Don't ever apologize.
But we will hop right back in it. So there is an unconscious Duergar covered in a net near you guys. And you guys are all kind of recovering from the minute or so long battle and raid of this place.
That one guy, the Minotaur, I think.
He's still upstairs.
Yeah, as far as we know, they're completely unaware of what's going on down here.
Yeah, but we have to kill him. We didn't
Guys,
come to save.
we could just walk back out.
True.
Yeah, but we came to eradicate the shadow anvils.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way we get to see Coolatan.
Sorry, I forgot who I was talking. I forgot who I was playing for a second. Murder? Murder?
Well,
Rinlin. Yai?
Just like murder to rats. Like, ah, oh, he's dead.
I'm
You
feeling a little
do-
tapped out at the moment.
You do
Yeah.
know that there is a Minotaur and 4 other individuals upstairs.
so what about this? Greenland, there's a forge. Is there
Ha.
some way we can use the forge to burn the place down, and if anyone escapes, we take them out?
Probably.
I'll be right back,
What can
guys.
go
I'm
wrong
just
with
gonna
that
put him
forge?
in his swing.
Okay.
That laugh was in character.
Before we destroy everything, I would like to look through what's over here.
Although I would like to happily skip off to the forge.
Yes. I would like to look at the weapons that are on the table near the forge.
Yeah, we should check those out.
The forge party.
Oh yeah, I forgot there were weapons there, huh?
Yeah, man, we haven't looted anything. This
You
is
really
a
haven't.
loot day.
Because Soul wants a new hammer.
You can have mine.
Nice. You
Every
guys
time
like
you reckless
hammers.
attack, you get an extra weight.
All
I bet
right.
Soul could learn how to reckless attack.
Yeah, I could, but then I wouldn't be able to cast spells.
That's true.
Looking through the various accoutrements and things scattered throughout this hideout, you guys find a total of, and someone be ready to write this down,
I got you, fam.
a total of, we'll say, 800 gold pieces,
Holy fuck.
with between gold. Hey, Adrian! Thank you for the resub. I believe that's what that is. Yeah, resub. Thanks. You get that gold. It's between gold and various gems and knickknacks and what that you can sell. Ends up being 800 total. I'm not going to make you guys go through the process of selling it. I'm just going to give you the monetary amount. You find a decent number of mundane short swords, long swords, shields, sets of armor, including a few sets of full plate. You do also find a box with
What's in the box?
a few crystals in them.
Oh no. Tell me what they are, Joe.
Soul, you would recognize these almost immediately as Ildera armor crystals.
Yes.
Solid.
What kind of armor crystals?
Don't have the campaign setting next to me, but what armor crystal do
Oh
you
my god,
have?
I don't either.
I have the light armor crystal. There's the
Okay.
medium and heavy.
What page is it on?
It's in the
It's
back.
in the very back.
Oh, like by the races and stuff back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5e
It's-
section for equipments.
I think it's in the same section as Aldera.
Well,
It's
there-
division.
Yeah, there's light, medium, and heavy.
So you have the light, which gives you
45 for light, 400 for.
It's a
medium.
13 plus dexterity armor.
No, it's 14 plus
It's
dex,
for-
max 2
Yeah.
for medium. Light's 12, medium's 14 plus dex, max 2. Heavy is 18.
Heavy
You
is
need
just
a 13
18
to wear
flat.
heavy. Yep. You need a strength of
What's
13 to wear it.
what's your strength, David?
My strength is 12.
Okay. So there is a mix. There are some medium and some heavy.
I take them all.
Uh,
I would take a medium and a heavy
okay.
and hold on to them and then like offer the rest up to the party because I know they're expensive and I
Mhm.
only need one of each.
There's a total of, we'll say, 4 of each of them.
Oh man, these people were hoarding.
Put them in a pool, and we can hawk them when we can and use them
Yep.
for something.
Okay, so
Party
you
fun.
said four medium and 4 heavy.
Yep.
I assume Tiffany was writing things down, so I'm just doing this to update her when she sits back down. Hello, you're here. Did you write down? Were you writing down loot?
I was writing down bits and pieces that I found important, like
Yeah.
plate mail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big important thing is there's 4 medium armor crystals and 4 large armor crystals.
Can I? Am I
Or
able to
medium
switch
and
out
heavy.
crystals
Sorry.
Yes.
right now?
Yeah. What's cool for
Literally
Eldera, it's literally like, think like Iron Man's got like his little arc reactor thing. You have like a little slot, and you put the crystal in there, and when you put it in, the armor Iron Man style just like goes all over your
Nice.
body. So as you put different ones in, it's either heavier or lighter armor. So if you go from light to medium,
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Okay,
Right.
calm down.
And the medium armor crystal was 14 plus dex with a max of 2, right?
yes.
Yep.
My
You
AC
said-
went up by 1.
There's plate mail, right?
Multiple sets. And short swords and shields.
There's 2 sets of plate mail, about 10 each of a short swords, shields, long swords. We'll say 5 spears. 5 war hammers. Just an assortment of things.
I would like a warhammer and a shield.
Sure. I'm getting an echo.
I'm really considering plate armor. Does any of it look like it would fit me?
With some minor adjustments, yes.
If only we had a blacksmith that could do adjustments to plate.
Only
Weird.
bad that we're lacking in that.
Also, the gold value split is 160 each.
Sweet.
Mario, I think I was getting some feedback from your audio. I
Okay.
don't know if there's much you can do about it.
Well, I did turn my volume up a little because you guys have been hard to hear, but I could turn it back down and play with this thing.
Wait,
Come
are there
on.
any throwing hammers?
Yeah. 10.
I will take as many of those as I can have.
There are
as I
10.
can carry. I don't think I can carry 10 of them.
What's your bulk?
Don't even start, Kyle.
I don't know.
Sorry, that was a Pathfinder joke.
It's not even a matter of like can I physically carry it. It's a matter of like surface area. At this point, like
Well, they're light little hammers. I mean, you could easily strap like 3 to the back of a shield. You know,
I should just have a Baudelaire across my chest of hammers.
Oh, that would be cool. Wow.
Just like varying sizes for different needs.
Whatever.
Right.
I mean,
chuck
you
them
have a
in my
belt.
bag.
You could easily stick like 4 in each side of your belt. You know.
I'll put them in my backpack for now.
So to be that person, Joe,
Mhm.
can I have plate armor?
Yes.
Do that because
can-
to be fair, we don't really stealth all that much.
You can have plate armor. I will say until you take the downtime to have Rinlin adjust it, it will only give you a 16 to AC instead of 18 because it's kind of awkward to wear. But it won't take long. Just give Rinlin a day or so with it. You can adjust
Wouldn't
it.
there be some that's dwarf-sized? So it would fit her. Stature-wise, it would just be like a little thick.
Yeah, even still, like, you can have
Yeah.
human
Probably
armor
just wait
that fits a
to put it
human,
on.
but if it's not fitted right, it won't be completely correct.
Just wait to put it on. I'll just have it.
Yeah, you can have it. It won't be hard to adjust it.
Shields
get-
plus 2, right?
Yeah.
Nugget fell asleep watching Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And there is one last thing you find. You guys almost miss it. It's sitting kind of near the actual forge itself. You kind of walk by it because it almost blends in with the black stone of the forge. And then we'll say, Kalian, you kind of catch it walking by at one point. It's a little dagger. It's only about, I'd say, foot and a half long. So it's kind of small. The metal is some sort of iron, you're pretty sure, but it's black. So the entire thing is completely black. And it has this slight, almost glimmer or glow to it. Nothing that gives off light, but there's almost like an aura of, like, this is exuding something.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to pick it up, because I don't want to
Okay.
touch it. And I'm going to bring it close to my face and try to inspect it for magic.
Okay. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Oh, that looks like a low number. Yeah, that's a low number. 8!
So you're not
Solid.
completely sure what it'll do. You don't think it'll harm you.
I float it over to Rinlin and just hold it in her face and be like, "What is this?"
I grab it.
Okay.
Oh no, it could be cursed.
It is not cursed.
How do
I
you
grab it.
feel? Do you itch?
Slightly annoyed that you're yelling at me. I look it over with my eyeballs.
Make
as
an
opposed to
eyeball
something
check.
else. I don't know what that would be.
Your the dwarf check we have you make. Your blacksmithing check.
Stereotypical race check.
I don't remember what that is.
Like, how good of a dwarf are you?
Who fucking knows at this point, honestly? History? I think it was just like a general intelligence check plus proficiency.
I think that's what we were doing.
So a plus 2. Because, or no, a plus 1.
Negatively smart.
17.
You recognize some of the runes. Clearly that, since the guy who was crafting it was a Duergar, there's some shared knowledge there in your crafting styles and sensibilities. It is a little shady. You think it has some sort of enchantment on it, and you think the trigger for it is if you throw it.
I throw it
At what?
at a wall.
Okay. It
At a tone.
flies, it strikes the wall, the point sticking right into the wall, and then a few moments later it vanishes in a puff of black mist, and it comes right
Please
back to your
don't.
hand.
Yes! I give it to Kalian. But like, sadly.
So
It's far too small for you, Rinlin.
it's a magical dagger. If you throw it,
I'm a dwarf.
it comes back to your hand.
Sorry,
That's-
I had one
that's
of
what
those.
it does.
I had one of those on Tuesday, and it was
Hella useful.
yeah.
I've never had a weapon that comes back to my hand, but I did have someone who soulbound a javelin to themselves and just stood by me. So every time I threw it, they'd just give it back.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry. You what now?
I had a-
sound is-
I had a barbarian and we had a fighter, and the fighter soulbound his or soulbound my javelin to him, and he stood by me at all times. So whenever I'd throw the javelin, he would just floop.
I want to do that.
That sounds like the greatest squire knight combination I've ever heard. Your javelin, sir!
He was really chaotic, but he came in handy sometimes.
I like how we can actually get full sentences from Tiffany right now because half of it's coming through David's mic.
It doesn't sound bad. Like, it's not like an immediate overlap, so it works.
No, it's an overlap like perfectly because
Yeah.
for some reason your mic doesn't pick up, but his does.
Okay.
Weird.
But that is all the loot you guys find.
Wait a second. Do you guys have matching headsets?
Yes.
Have you always had matching headsets?
Yes.
That's gay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, we're ridiculous. It's kind of vomit-inducing sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Eh. So I think I wrote down everything that we found, but I think you also wrote it down. So can I delete mine?
I wrote down everything that I wanted. So
Well, did everybody get their 160 gold?
I wrote
Yeah.
everything down, anyways. So
Yeah. I wrote down all of
crystals
them.
down, even though I don't think my character would really have any interest in them.
And what?
Most importantly, write down what you're actually carrying with you.
yeah, I was gonna say I wrote down
That's
what we
what
found, not
matters.
what we took with us. I don't think we're taking 10 throwing hammers, 10 short swords,
Oh.
10 long swords,
I mean-
5 spears, 10 shields.
I wrote down 10 throwing hammers.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have a spear. I should have a spear. I'm gonna take a spear.
These are spears, not javelins. FYI.
Spears
Yeah.
are great.
Throw them.
Thought
The,
about
the Pathfinder spears are way better.
I throw them.
Can you throw a regular spear? I think you can.
I think.
I mean, I feel like if you really try hard enough, you can throw just about anything.
Yeah, I would argue that.
These
I mean-
spears will have a range of 20-60, and they're also versatile.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
2060.
that's what I thought.
Well, I'm
Shorter
gonna have a
range,
spear.
but more damage, I believe, than a javelin.
No, they're both
Okay,
1d6.
I have throwing hand
Not if
axes,
you
so
throw
I don't
with two
necessarily
hands.
have to.
Is that
No,
okay?
it
Please
looks
tell me
so
versatile
ridiculous.
isn't throwing it with 2 hands, because that's fucking silly.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's not for throwing. Like,
Okay.
you have to, like hold
You
it with
could.
your hand. Like,
No,
Raw,
that's
you-
dumb.
Raw, you absolutely could throw a spear two-handed.
Are you sure versatile doesn't specify melee?
Okay, it better,
Oh,
because that's
all right,
fucking
I'm looking
silly.
it up.
I'm
Just 'cause
curious.
that's interesting.
I would laugh so hard if it
It
didn't.
just says versatile 1d8.
Right, but
The versatile keyword.
This weapon can be used with 1 or 2 hands. The damage value in parentheses
Ah.
appears with the property. The damage when the weapon is used with 2 hands to make a melee attack.
Dang
Yeah.
it.
Thank God. I was about to write a very strongly worded letter. Like,
You're like, have
Oh,
you
I
ever
wish.
seen someone throw something with 2 hands? No.
Can you
Joe's just in
imagine?
the habit of finding flaws and picking at them.
It's it's an ongoing process currently.
shield. What is a shield? AC.
It's a
Plus
plus 2
2.
bonus.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wrote that down. So, I mean, if I
as
ever...
long as you raise it.
No, Kyle, stop.
Can I just have a +2 behind me? Because the shield is probably, like... I probably look like a turtle right now.
So if you're attacked from behind, you get +2.
Yes.
Huh.
Rule it.
All right, party finishes looting. Around this time, you guys start to hear the moans and groans of the Duergar who's currently sitting in a net.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Slowly,
Oh,
he's
my
beginning
friend.
to come to.
I would like
Okay.
to...
Go ahead.
While they do that, I want to look at ways to blow up this forge. Like, I'm going to be actively looking at ways to make this forge
Okay.
fucking...
I'm gonna go up and politely greet my best friend, who's no longer my best friend, but I'm gonna politely greet him anyways.
Helping
I'm just gonna have my hammer ready.
Soul to be able to, like, keep this guy in line.
What do we actually need him for? Why do we keep him?
I didn't kill him
Talk to him.
because Brinlin wanted to talk to a fellow dwarf.
Is that what it is?
I didn't want to kill him, so I went with that, and so I threw a net on him.
Oh,
In the
sounds
fog
like
that only I
something
could... Yeah,
I mean-
in the fog that only I could not see through.
Do we really have to wipe him out? I'm not a huge proponent of violence.
think you're with the wrong party, dear.
Yeah, I mean, logically, it says we should just take him out, but
Like we
yeah.
redeemed the other dwarf. Couldn't we do the same thing with this guy?
Well, I
He's a
don't know.
Durgar. No.
But
That's racist.
yeah, Van Gaal would not like me just striking down a defenseless Durgar.
Ah, see.
I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it, I say, from the inside of the forge that I'm preparing to blow up.
Like, we could put him in the forge.
I was
That would
just thinking that, so I'm glad somebody else said
When
it.
you say that, his eyes go wide.
I'm like, that would be
Don't-
fitting to a dwarf.
She has a dark sense of humor. I don't think she's serious.
I was serious.
Like 90%.
I like to imagine you're in the forge, like the forge is out, but you're like, your head's like popping out of like where the fire is, and then like going through the chimney, and you're just making these comments.
Oh, yeah. I'm not even like leaning fully out, or I'm not even like fully. Yeah, I'm not fully leaning out either. I'm just like yelling it loudly from the inside of the.
It like
It's
echoes
echoing.
out of the chimney. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kinda
Like, no, I'll murder you.
I'm just kind of leaning in the forge, like, hey, kind of making sure that Renlin's fine in there. But I'm commenting.
Rinlin is Krampus. She's murder Santa.
You're not wrong.
You're murdering him?
I feel like I do want to ask him questions, but like, I can't think of anything.
How do you guys command the Minotaur? Is there any way we could get him to like stand down?
I could get him to stand down.
See, that's what we need him for.
Yeah, but would you?
If you let me live. I'm getting a real bad echo from somewhere.
Yeah. I didn't hear what you said.
Test 1, 2. Yeah, Mario. That's weird.
Is it me? I'm muted.
But he says, if you let me live, I can take care of the Minotaur and get you out of here.
Yeah, but
Easy
that
peasy.
implies that we trust you. We don't exactly trust you. You try to kill us.
Could we get the Minotaur into the forge to blow it up to make sure that he died?
We could just kill the Minotaur.
Well, I mean, I don't just want to leave the Minotaur and 4 guys and then this dude, because then we didn't eradicate anything. Like, they could come back.
Was that the deal?
I think
Just to get rid of the shadow anvils, and then we can talk to Coolton. But
I mean, get rid of and murder. I don't know. Like, don't we just have to like disrupt their organization and cease their meddling? Who was the guy that suggested they kill the orphans? That guy needs to die.
he's already dead.
that
Okay.
guy's already gone
Okay.
before. That was when we went murder hobo the first time.
Yeah. Okay. See, that's why I was okay with that murder hobo.
So what if we just destroy their base and run them out?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. But what if they come back to the Dragon Syndicate, tell them that we came through, wiped out a bunch of people, blew up their stuff, and then they come back with more people?
I read once that there was this general, right? That he would
boy.
always make sure to leave one enemy alive to spread the tale and fear through the enemy. We should.
I
At least
read
do that.
once. Yeah, I read once that there were people who would chop off the heads of their messengers and send them back, and that gave a really clear message too.
Yeah, and back in the First Empire War, neither of those really worked too well.
That's because they're vandals. Yeah. Or no, that was the Darkest War.
Get your lore right, Jesus.
Yeah, study up.
I have like the equivalent of a PhD in lore, so in character. So
I have to say, not out of character.
Nah.
Challenge me.
I'm really good at lore for about 6 different systems. They just get mixed.
All right.
If I
I'm
start
like-
talking about the astral plane, you'll know I've been reading Shadowrun.
If we let one person live, we still have to kill the Minotaur.
Yeah, if we let one person live, it's gonna be the weakest underling.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with taking out the Minotaur because it's gonna be threatening you guys and all. My problem is I need just a couple minutes to get myself all situated physically and get a little healthier because
Do you
I
not
get,
look
like-
good?
I could burn like a hit dice and make myself a little better.
I can do 2d6 if you need it.
I don't want to waste that just in case we need it.
Me last time because I'm doing real good right now.
Well, I'm out of spells, but nobody hit me because
Yeah.
I hid most of the time.
Yeah, but can we while we're doing all this, can consider it a short rest so I can burn some hit dice?
Sure,
Sweet.
I'll allow that. Mario, you get
I'll
your
allow
spells back.
Okay.
Do I need to use hit dice?
I used one.
I'm sure you were looking really bad. That's why I cast Charm in the first place.
Me?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was fine. It was.
No, that was
it
me.
Was Ember? Oh,
I
okay.
got, yeah, I got
Yeah.
fucked
Yeah.
up last time.
It's because both of our healers are down in that little hallway taking care of the ogre.
The healers were away, and I was like, yeah, this could go bad.
I actually
But-
spent a turn not attacking and lost my rage just to protect her.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I remember that.
She saved me.
I burned
From a
2 hit
barbarian.
dice and got back up a little bit, so I'm healthy now.
Almost at full health now.
I got full health up 1 hit dice.
So as long as y'all don't expect any major healing from me, we can just go murder hobo as long as I'm protecting you guys from not being killed.
I don't want to take any chance guy makes it out of here alive, though. I am personally going to take care of this.
Well, like I said, we gotta destroy their hideout. We gotta completely weaken them, so we're destroying this. We're using the forge to destroy the building.
Yeah.
I'm okay with destroying the building, absolutely. It's just murdering a unarmed, helpless, potentially not wholly evil guy.
I put a little, throwing hammer in his hand.
All right, I'm like, okay, I get out of the forge and come up here, and I'm gonna I'm not even gonna worry with I'm gonna actually just put my hand on him, and I'm gonna be like, okay, you need to talk, and as you're talking, I'm gonna get a feel about how you're feeling, and we'll see how this goes. Kill you.
I'll kill you.
He pauses for a moment and considers what you're saying to him. Tiffany, go ahead and make an. Are you trying to persuade him, or are you trying to intimidate him at this point? Would you say?
My persuasion and intimidation are both not super great, surprisingly.
Okay.
Persuasion for now.
Okay. Go ahead and make that roll with advantage.
I'm glad because I rolled a 2 the first time, which would have been a 1.
You've got him against the wall, and he doesn't have a lot of options, so you're pretty persuasive or intimidating in this situation.
Right, well, I rolled a 19, so I got an 18. Because I'm negative persuasive.
He, after considering for a few moments,
Consider the following.
I can get the ogre, or not the Minotaur, to listen, leave you alone. I can take the rest of my men and get out of here. If you need me out of the city, I'll go. I won't come back.
I'm like, where will you go?
I have contacts in Viver. You can hop on a airship, cross the borderlands, far out of your hair over here.
What are you going to do with your Minotaur friend? Take him with you?
I know an airship that I can smuggle him on.
All right.
That's
What does the Minotaur eat?
Hey, he says, like, incredulously.
Oh, okay.
Were you expecting people?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, fair. And I shrug. I'm gonna be like, okay, so I mean, he seems to be all right. Like,
So
we can
you
send him off.
detect emotions as he's saying this. He feels reluctant and defeated, and almost embarrassed that he's making this deal. You get the sense that he realizes, like, he needs to cooperate, and at this point he can't lie. He's kind of coming to terms with the fact that you beat him, and he's pretty much groveling for his life, and this is the best deal that he can get out of this.
Well, I believe that he wants to live more than he wants to deal with us again. So
my issue is that, and I like come out of the forge for this and like brush myself off and walk up there. That my issue is that leaving the city, leaving this country isn't going to change anything. The Dragon Syndicate's everywhere. You're just going to go to a new city, make a new living doing the exact same thing somewhere else, and that doesn't mean you're not a threat anymore. That means you're just going to set up your operation somewhere else and then probably come for us anyways.
Ember, when Renland says this, he gets a pretty heavy tinge of nervousness.
Do I see anything on his face?
It goes
I'm
from
just gonna announce I'm
a like dark purple to slightly paler. He goes a little pale.
I'm like, what you nervous about, friend?
Nothing.
well, that didn't sound convincing at all.
I'm like, I'm like, you're either nervous because she pegged you for correct. She said you're going to do exactly what she said, or you're nervous because you think we're going to kill you now. Which one is it?
I thought it was the later one until he said nothing.
Hey guys, I got an idea. What if we made the Dragon Syndicate think he was a traitor?
He goes
he
even
was the
more
one that did
pale.
it.
I shift into him, and I start talking like him, and I say, what if I gave up the entire Shadow, whatever these people are?
Shadow Anvil.
Shadow Anvil.
Ooh, I'm gonna search through the place to see if there's anything written around, like, because I'm looking for written documents because I want to try to find his handwriting.
You do know that there were a good number of manifests for orders. You can't really glean any information about who ordered the weapons or where things are coming from. They're all kind of in like a code, and they all have like aliases and whatnot. So like Mr. Green ordered 5 sardines, and that means something. Like you don't know what that means, but they all clearly understand what it means.
Take
I really
the
do.
documents. Take the documents back up to him, and hand him one and say, decipher this. Meanwhile, I'm looking like him, sounding like him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get him to break down the code so that I can understand it.
And what reason do I have to break this down? What assurance do I have that I'll live?
Well, if
We
you
don't
don't,
have to kill you.
If
We
you
don't
don't,
have
I
to
will
kill
kill
you.
you.
If you kill me,
We
you'll
could have
never
all
be able
say at the
to.
same time.
If you kill me, you'll never be able to decipher them.
And I'm like, listen here, friend.
Right, but
We're not
all-
here to decipher anything. We're here to eradicate your We're trying to give you a helping hand.
Right. The only reason I'm trying to decipher it is so I can frame you so that you can survive. I mean, if I don't frame you, we're gonna have to kill you.
Do you want to not walk out of this building, or do you want to be on the run the rest of your life?
I mean, listen, I'm on your side here. I want you to live, but we have to have certain assurances that you're not going to return to the Dragon Syndicate.
Mike, and he's like the only one, so keep that in mind.
He contemplates his options for a moment or so. And then he looks at you. He looks at Rinlin specifically. He says, "You might as well kill me now. If I deciphered those for you, I'm as good as dead anyway."
Joe, is there any kind of roll I can make with my forgery kit, calligraphy supplies, advantage on insight and investigation checks? Any of that to try to decipher this on my own? I am a researcher.
You can make an investigation check.
I'll help. I can help. I'm a researcher as well.
Okay.
Okay, you get advantage.
Oh wait, actually, Joe, does my character?
I don't think I'm going to need your help, Mario, because I got a 26.
I also have Eyes of the Runekeeper. I don't know if that matters.
Oh, yeah, that might help.
Technically not.
Yeah, because it's like it's a different.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
Thieves Can't too.
It's not in
Sure.
Thieves' Camp.
Okay.
So you can kind of figure out a few things by looking at it. The thing that's tricky about this is there are clearly just aliases. Like, it says one thing, but it means something else. Like, it's a code name. There's no way to really figure out what the code name is. It's something completely irrelevant for who it represents. You can kind of figure out what they ordered. You can kind of figure out, okay, this is armor, this is swords based on the numbers and some of the things included. Like, there's a few extra details on some of the items that they're asking for that you figure out, oh, that's the sizing of the armor and whatnot, and short swords and long swords you're able to figure out because there's like two different things that are comparable, but once they're not as clever with hiding what items they're selling. And clearly it's shipments for weapons and whatnot. As for who, you have, even like investigating it, there's no logical way to figure out who is who unless you have like a pool of the people he was selling to, which he doesn't have here at all.
As Atone is helping me decipher this, I'm going to point out all the things that I figured out, what they really mean, and say, like, make him think. I whisper this to it. Actually, I message this to Atone so no one can overhear. Tell him all the stuff that we've already figured out and make him think we're going to figure out the whole thing anyways.
Yeah, so I just start rambling things off that I know that we know we're right, and I'll even try to throw in, like I'll throw out some of the names and just look at Kalian and be like, oh, that's the guy, that's the one from earlier, you know. So
Go ahead and make a deception check for me.
15.
At this, Ember, you sense that he's getting really nervous. Like, his nervousness has reached a peak. And at this point, he kind of... he almost breaks. He's panicking at this point. All right, what do you need me to do?
I'm like, I think he's going to cooperate now.
Well, either I can make you turncoat on the Dragon Syndicate, or you can go do it yourself.
Well, I mean, we really just need the names. Some sort of code list. I mean, a list of the codes and then a list of what they really are. I mean, that's what I'm working on right now. He would just speed up the process.
I
And
can
then we
give you
need
that.
to know how to call off all of his men upstairs, including the Minotaur.
I can call him off.
Yeah, he can call him off.
I'm like,
And then we'll just leave a copy of his list, and so when they find it, in
I
the
have an
wreckage,
idea.
they'll think he turned on them.
Like, I have an idea.
Okay.
I also have an idea.
I'm like, Atone can mimic this dude. He can call his people down here. We set off the explosion. We only have one survivor, and it's this guy. So if anything happens, we know who we're looking for and why.
Along that note, though, I wanna. He's not standing, is he?
No. I figured you guys have him bound. And...
I wanna like crouch down and get really close to his face so that he can see how fucked up I am, and literally just how, you know,
Right.
and be like, "Do you know who the Faceless are?"
Yes.
Do you know what I mean when I say that I am one? Do you understand what that means for you?
So he's been getting pale. He's like ghost white at this point.
Yeah.
So he just kind of goes, yes.
The Dragon Syndicate has nothing on what I will do to you if you betray us. If you fuck up, if you come after us, if you come after anyone we care about, anybody we deem worthy of our protection, I will find you, and I will do everything that every wives' tale you've heard about us has ever led you to believe that we would do tenfold. And I will not stop. I will make you wish you were dead.
The entire time you're saying this to him, he's doing his best to like not make eye contact with you and like look away. But every time he does, he gets nervous and he like looks back at you like it's this awkward look away, look at you, look away, look at you thing, and he's like, he is not in a good state right now. But you get the very distinct feeling that he will cooperate.
And I'm like, listen here. And I take out my little, I have like my little badges of all of the Dragon Syndicate that we have.
She just dumped her bag.
Already dealing with them. Gotten so far, and we just started. Which side of this do you really want to end up on?
The side where I live. What do you need from me?
I'm like, I
go back to the fort.
I want you to tell Atone how to get the Minotaur and your men down here. Hi.
That's fine.
Then I want you to get as far away from here as possible. And I want you to really think about your life choices. Because if you wind up in another Dragon Syndicate and we come to town, I won't spare you again.
We know your face.
I mean, if the Dragon Syndicate find him, he's dead. Because we're going to leave clues that it was him that set all this up. I'm assuming the Dragon Syndicate aren't a forgiven bunch.
Oh, turn his music back on.
I
Sorry,
mean,
baby's music came on.
We have to kill all his men too?
Yes.
Alright.
I won't walk out of here with more than one variable.
I'll take my one win.
The Minotaur has to go.
Not gonna push my luck. Especially not since you just said you're from the Faceless.
Oh yeah, they didn't know that.
I think the only I know I did it intentionally out of character. I knew what I was doing out of character. Also, I think the only person that would know what the Faceless are would be Kalian.
Yeah, Atone has no reason to know what they are. He's too
they
baby.
don't have memory. Yeah, Atone and Soul don't have the memory long enough.
Soul might have heard of them, but not extensively.
But you did a lot with Aragus, so and it's an Aragus thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and I'm a historian. I mean.
Yeah. Do you, Kyle, know what they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kyle was kind of obsessed with Aragus when he first read Z.
Aragus and Rankagesh are my favorite. So.
Rankagesh is pretty cool.
That's why I kind of like walked away after I said it, because I literally like said it, threatened him, and then walked back to the forge.
Yeah. Although your scars have a lot more meaning now.
So he does eventually cooperate. Kalian, he gives you a translated version of the list, and there are, we're gonna say, a good dozen names. I don't have them all ready. I will get them to you.
All right.
I didn't know if you guys are going to be able to get them or not. They're all. He explains who they are. There's about a dozen of them. 3 of them are Dragon Syndicate agents, like direct Dragon Syndicate agents. The other 9 range from other low-level thugs. There's a group in Ironmark called the Ironmark Knives that they're sending to. There's a group in Venok that they're shipping weapons to. It's kind of minor criminal organizations who have contacted them to make the weapons specifically and whatnot.
Oh, good burp, buddy.
Thanks.
Oh, I want to ask him what his name is. We didn't get there.
Do we really not have that information yet? Somehow.
We literally didn't ask.
Oops.
I mean, who wants to know the name of the guy you're probably gonna kill?
Doran.
I'm like, I won't forget that.
Oh, I won't either, because Sidero got one of them steel traps.
Rinlin, you figure out a way that you can probably make it go boom. There's happens to be a small little case of supplies that aren't really worth anything, but they'd be used for doing minor enchantments and alchemical things. Nothing that you could really sell or resell to get value for or use in a practical sense, but kind of like as a box of all these random things together as like a cocktail, it'll make a decent explosion. And if placed in the right spot in the forge with a few other bits of fuel and whatnot, it'll burn, potentially crack the forge, which will structurally not be good for the area. You figure out a good way you can rig it up.
Sorry, what?
Your plan's pretty much all good to go, so he's pretty much waiting for you to untie him and let him go up and give the order for his men to head downstairs.
Sorry, what?
I know back whenever I was going through these First Empire era ruins, back whenever they weren't ruins, there was more than one entrance in case there was a cave-in. Is there an exit other than the one we came in?
That was my next question.
That's literally what I was about to say too.
There was not, or there is not currently. There used to be, but this particular warehouse, he explains, was hampered a little bit during the Darkest War. Some of the ruins collapsed. That's one of the reasons they picked this place. It's isolated. There's only one way in, one way out. They can go down, do their work. They don't have to worry about outsiders stumbling in from the sewers like all the other ruins are connected to and whatnot.
So I propose that when a tone goes to collect them, we hide in the first room we went in, and he walks them through the ogre section. So
that's sort of my plan, but I wanted to go into like this hallway and find where the stones are the weakest and potentially collapse this.
I'm not looking at the map. Okay,
yeah.
Now I am. That hallway. Okay.
Yeah, I want to do it in both hallways, but I want to actually collapse one of them and then get one of them ready to be collapsed.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So that we can trap them in that room.
We can collapse this one, wait over here. Mario can lead them this way, and then while they're in with the forge, we can sneak back up and collapse this.
I have don't worry about sneaking back. I have Misty Step, so make it so that I can collapse it easily, and I can just step out after it
Oh,
collapses.
that's a good idea.
Is there a way for me to collapse this one?
The problem is if we collapse it ahead of time, isn't the warehouse right above us?
But I don't think one hallway is going to be structurally. I don't know. As a me,
Well,
the
where's-
player, I don't know this, but me, the dwarf, would know this. Would destroying
Okay.
one hallway
For the sake of
structurally-
expedience, what I'm going to say is you guys are going to be able to collapse things in the order you want to. You have enough time to figure that out, and your plan is going to happen. So for the sake of expedience, so we're not dwelling on the particulars of how you guys are going to get out of here, I will let you guys describe your plan, and it's pretty much going to go down exactly how I'm hearing it. So go ahead and describe for me and the viewers what your plan entails, so we don't have to plan then do it. Just you're doing it and it's going to work. This is your DM telling you that.
Oh. This
We're
is an all
gonna
access pass to do natural
Have
20 shit.
fun with it.
collapse this hallway, lure them into the forge room,
Okay.
or well, set the forge up to explode,
Yep. Already did
lure
that.
them in there,
Yep.
collapse both hallways, trap them in there, fuck off
Okay.
Get the hell out.
quickly fuck off.
So
Out.
you guys wait in the entrance room with the one hallway to the forge collapsed. Atone, you go upstairs disguised as Doran. You tell the men and the Minotaur
I need
to
to know something first.
follow me. And
I need to know something real quick though.
Yep.
What is the other end of this? What are we doing on the Kalian side of this? The framing paperwork side of this. Is that something we're gonna figure out after the fact?
Oh, I just made a copy of the list he gave us, the deciphered list, and I made a copy literally in his handwriting, and I'm gonna leave one copy in the forge room, as
Well, I
if
mean, it's
he tried to
gone.
burn it,
Yeah.
and one copy in this room where we're hiding, so that they can find it.
Okay, you should probably make another copy for us to have. But,
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely keeping a copy.
What are we doing with him after everything goes down?
On an airship and send him somewhere.
Because there's
Yeah.
something very specific that I want to do after the fact. So just to keep that in mind before he
okay.
before we
That's it.
release him to the wild.
All right. Hold on.
I'm gonna go ahead and do stuff, but there's something I want to do before he gets shipped off for good.
I mean, he seems like a sketchy mofo. Otherwise, I'd give him paperwork so he could start a new life. But I'll spare his life. I'm not gonna help him any more than that. He's on his own.
Okay.
Well, cool.
Atone lures the guys in. You guys set off your trap. It goes off without a hitch. As you guys kind of step out of the warehouse, you can hear the creaking of the wood and some of the stone shifting. The cries of the ne'er-do-wells and criminals can be heard during the explosion, but it's relatively quiet after that, and most of the forge kind of collapses. A good amount of these ruins are impossible to traverse now, and the back half of the actual warehouse kind of sinks down just a little bit. But you guys all make it out, and you walk about, I'd say, a block away from the warehouse with the Duergar following you all.
Can we
And-
light the warehouse on fire?
Sure.
I would like to do that, yes.
It burns like a candle.
Okay.
All right. So, what did you want to do now that we're here?
I mean, are we about to send him off?
Yeah, I'm done with him.
I'm good with it.
I'm actually looking for Philip because I suspect Philip watched us.
Make a perception check.
Our little orphan boy.
Yeah.
You're supplying with jerky.
I rolled poorly.
Just hold up a piece of jerky. He'll come.
Just 8. I only got an 8.
You don't see Philip.
Does that mean Philip's not there, or just that he doesn't see them?
He doesn't see
know.
Philip.
All right. Well, I guess we don't need our young Duragar friend here anymore. No, we don't.
You're free to go.
No, we
Get out of
don't.
here.
You're free to go,
I can leave then?
but not really.
So you're only gonna follow him and murder him?
No, I have something arguably much worse planned.
Okay. Well, what is it? Don't leave us sitting on pins and needles.
I don't
Um.
know. I don't know if she wants us to know.
Well, I think everyone's gonna be around anyways, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh, I
relative-
also will not stand within 5 feet of Rinlin at the moment.
Are you spooked?
I'm
I haven't
spooked.
stood within 5 feet of Rinlin since the first session.
Valid.
Uh,
They're moving further away, but like Soul's moving closer, but like with a question mark. He's like,
What is
Just
that?
standing
Roll to
there
follow
like,
him up.
here we go.
I'm gonna do this relatively quickly and not in a way of torture, just in a way of a reminder. I'm gonna cut out his tongue.
Oh, good lord, that is gruesome.
Yeah.
I can't heal that.
we are, I think, in the middle of public streets at the moment, right?
Yeah.
You're in the warehouse district.
What you screaming around?
It's public, but there's no one around.
Okay.
It's night.
What's wrong?
I just want to make a note of the fact that Ember still has like her hand on him at this point, and I don't even flinch.
Let me hear you.
Whew.
But I will give him some gauze.
Just shove it in his mouth so he doesn't scream.
Or choke on the blood.
What kind of roll do you want to make for that?
You don't have to.
Please
Oh.
roll well. I was about to say, please roll well. He doesn't need to leave here with like a fourth of a tongue.
Nice.
You roll a 1, you actually regenerate his tongue, so he has a really long one.
But
I don't know what kind of roll it would be, but I did roll a 15 on the die.
Okay.
So
He has no tongue.
it's not my first rodeo.
You cut his tongue out.
And then I fucking book it. And by book it, I mean I power walk back to wherever we were staying.
Okay.
Whether
Just-
or not they follow or not is up to
Yeah, I
them.
just kind of like tap him on the shoulder and walk off. After.
The second you started, I was like, oh, nope, let's go get a drink of tone. We'll meet you guys at the bar.
Everybody just left.
Well, I don't know, maybe Soul's like, what is she doing? Oh my god, that's what she's doing.
He's like,
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh.
I feel like Ember is like she didn't flinch, but she's like torn between being disappointed that you're kind of regressing, but also like I understand. So like I don't move to stop you at all. I just hold him there.
is it regressing when it's for good reason?
I don't know. It's
though?
something that Ember's probably struggling with. Like, I mean, yeah, I get it, but like I really wish you didn't have to do it.
I mean, every villain thinks they're acting for good reason.
Every good villain.
Yes, that's true.
Did you guys just say I'm the villain? I'm hurt.
Hey, Gillian and I aren't here. We didn't say shit.
The question is, do I take his tongue or do I like
Leave it.
Just keep it in a pocket.
I probably just absentmindedly am holding it. I walk back to the bar and I'm like, oh, this is weird.
You can't pay with that.
I would like a drink, sir.
Okay.
We went a little like Game of Thrones here today.
Dun, 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 dun,
Sorry.
dun.
Hey, when I made this character, you guys were. It was bound to happen eventually. Let's be honest.
Okay, so the party finishes their raid on the Shadow Anvils.
Oh, we get to go see Priscilla again.
Yeah, we do.
I'm going to assume, because it's night, that you guys are going to rest.
Yeah. I need my
Yes.
spells.
I need all of my Battle Master dice back.
Okay.
Don't you get those back on a short rest?
Remember, but I have several things that I like used all of my things in that fight.
Yeah,
So,
we all like.
I know
we were
you
like,
get second wind back on a short rest, I think.
Fighters get pretty much everything back on a short
Yeah.
rest.
It's like second wind and action surge, I think you get back.
You do.
I definitely get
don't know
those,
about
but I
the
wasn't
dice.
sure about the Battle Master dice
Yeah, I don't know about
because I
those.
didn't write it down.
I'm pretty sure those are short rests just because Mike Merles has been making a long rest version on his Happy Fun Hour.
Oh, well, never mind. I have all my stuff back anyway, but like I need that one hit point back that I was
Yes.
missing.
You also regain half the hit dice that you spent, or half your max hit die.
Sorry about that.
You good?
How could you?
We are doing a long rest, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone gets everything back. It's the next day, and yeah, you all awake after a eventful and informative night for many reasons for your party.
All right.
We should shower.
We should shower.
Yeah. You who have tongue blood all over you should probably shower.
It just adds to the je ne sais quoi.
Oh yeah, did that go well? I was looking away and then I forgot to ask.
Did that go
I'm like,
well?
I'm like, he's not talking.
He just kind of limped away in tears after you did that. FYI.
I mean, kudos for him for not being a bitch about it, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of like pat Renlin on the shoulder. I'm like, it's good of you that you didn't kill him.
All I can think of now is that scene from The Mummy. The guy's like, "He took my tongue."
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's all I can picture now.
I'd be able to taste food ever again.
He also won't be able to talk about what happened.
What happened though?
I mean, he could write it down.
But he can't talk about it. And that should be warning enough.
Yeah. All right.
I think he probably got the point.
So are we going to see Pretty Lady now?
Pretty late.
So yeah, we should talk to her. I'm actually gonna prestidigitation myself, cleaned, and like my shirt is all pressed. I'm not gonna wear my armor. I want to look nice. I'm wearing my suit, so it's all pressed and nice. And I smell like cinnamon.
That just reminds me of the vodka that Renlin's drinking.
You can
I
tell
am currently drinking it.
My plate mail to you to at your leisure work on. So just let me know when it's done.
Yeah. I was actually trying to figure out if there was a way for me to just like sit out whatever's about to happen next and work on your armor because I need to like
meditate.
Yeah, basically. But I didn't know what that would entail, Joseph.
If you're going to work on it, that's fine. It really just takes a day of downtime to just resize it for Ember. That's all. So, if you're not going with them, you can spend the day doing that instead.
Okay. Can I use the forge at the that one place?
Yep, the hippo.
Yeah.
The long hippo.
The long hippo.
Yeah.
I almost thought, for some reason, I was like the elongated hippo, but that's not right.
It might have been. I don't know. Something about a hippo being long.
The dachshund hippo.
So, you guys, other than Rinlin, you make your way towards the Klutan Ogrimmar. I can't say his last name. I don't know why I made it what I did. The Ogrimmar Shipping Company. I did. And I also stole it from World of Warcraft because it's the name of a city.
Wow.
I realized that after the fact. But you walk in and you see the familiar sight of Priscilla behind a desk looking over some paperwork standing. She looks up just over her glasses at you guys, her hair up in a ponytail. And she actually pushes her glasses up and stands up straight and watches as you approach the 15 to 20 foot stretch of lobby between the door and her desk. As you walk right on up and get close to her, she kind of smiles, a little bit more genuine than her customer service smile that you've seen her put on before. And she goes, I'm glad to see you all again. I take it since you're here, there's good news? Hey! Jen, thanks for subscribing. What's up?
That hey scared the ever-living shit out of me, just for the
Sorry.
record.
It's Jen. Jen is a long friend of the stream.
Well, welcome to the subscriber dump.
For 11 months in a row.
Yeah.
Kalian basically talked to her because I'm just
Okay.
I really like watching him like trip over himself around her.
What? I am suave as all get out.
I laugh from the forge somehow.
So, good news
Oh
then?
my god, you're so charming. Go. This is
Hi,
gonna work
Priscilla.
out great.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh god.
I'm fine. How did things go?
Well, we
Well.
found the Shadow Anvil warehouse.
Right.
It was burned to the ground.
When you
committed-
got there?
No, we did it. We did
Oh.
it.
Oh. All right.
You know what? I didn't think to do this, but let me do something for you real quick. Just wait 1 second. And then I like turn around and immediately start making a copy of the list while she stands there awkwardly.
Okay.
As you do.
About 2 minutes go by. Atone, Soul, and Ember, you guys are just kind of standing there. As he's writing, she kind of turns and like acknowledges each of you in turn, silently, just kind of nodding, waiting for Kalian.
I wave, I'm like,
I recount the awesome tales of us taking down the Shadow Forge and how I was instrumental in all of it.
Right. Uh-huh.
so much that I'm pretty sure they're gonna get stuck.
Well, more Vanguard than anything. I'm just this instrument.
Hate you.
All right, so when I'm done, I hand her the list, and I'm like, "This is a list that we found there and deciphered. It's got like all the names of the Dragon Syndicate, people they hired, and things they were gonna interrupt and ship. You might find it useful. I just figured. It out.
I generally don't deal in criminal contraband. I just wanted my employer safe from the people who are trying to kill him.
Well, I mean, then he's definitely that then.
Good.
We were gonna speak with him then.
Yes, I did get in contact with him, and assuming you were successful, he was willing to meet. His big requirement was that Bronwyn be there, though.
I look at Ember. I think that's all right, right?
We can definitely do that.
He's never
Nice.
met any of you, and he needs to see a face that he knows in order to accept the meeting, as it were.
Bronwyn's been attempting to garner safe passage from here. I'll get in contact with her, but she's been just as eager to get in contact with him as we are, so.
Good. It will take a few days for him to arrive, but when he does, is there a preferred meeting spot for you folks?
Well, apparently our preferred one was pretty sketchy to you last time, so does he have a preferred one?
he is all right with anything. I apologize if I came off as a bit hoity-toity last time. It was a...
You certainly did not. Completely
Sucker.
reasonable.
And like, to
Right.
be fair, looking back on it,
It was a
I'm
jarring
sorry that
experience.
I'm sorry that I misread your.
No offense taken. My position is a unique one, working for Kulatan, to be sure.
Oh,
I'm like,
yes.
I'm sure I can see that it would get a little bit crazy on a good day. To a CD bar by a bunch of people. Yeah, I get it.
But if you are in the same location, I will bring him along. Expect him in 4 days from now.
All right, we'll be there, and I'll arrange for Bronwyn to be there as well. I think Rin is using the forge for a little bit, so we'll be
Okay.
there.
Perfect. If you could have Bronwyn be in the actual tavern that day, he'll enter, and assuming that she's there, he'll make himself known. Otherwise, he'll probably try and slip out, and it'll be another few days until we're able to contact him again.
I think we can arrange that. Once I have confirmation, I'll send a Bluin message to you
Perfect.
so that you know.
Perfect. I'll await your confirmation then.
Awesome, thanks. I'll at her, trying to be not threatening.
She gives a genuine, just smile and nod towards Ember. Another acknowledging nod towards Atone. A
Bye, Priscilla.
slightly hesitant one towards Soul. And then a slow, unenthusiastic wave towards Kalian.
Nice.
Yes. May Vangol's protection be with you always.
Yes. You as
Ember
well.
looks at Atone, and I'm like, how are we the normal ones?
All right.
4 days of downtime. Let's go.
So you guys make your way back to the tavern. What I'm going to say, I'm guessing you guys are going to contact Bronwyn. Bronwyn is cool with meeting up. To get to where I wanted to get to for the day. You guys are going to get a total of 2 weeks of downtime. First few days are going to be waiting for Kulatan, and then after that there is going to be a little bit more downtime after the fact, but we'll cover that as we go. But what I'd like you guys to think of is, in those 2 weeks of downtime, what would your characters like to do? And if there's anything you guys want to handle role-playing wise in those 2 weeks, you can feel free. But this is a time you guys can feel free to ask questions about what you want to do in your downtime and whatnot, and start thinking about that. Then after we've figured out what you guys are doing in your downtime, I'll go into what happens when you guys meet with Kulatan and Bronwyn, and what your next steps are going to probably be.
Okay. I feel like Ember has had a lot of like social interaction with everyone, so having the downtime, she'd probably want to go kind of like out of the city for a little bit
Okay.
and just like kind of like reconnect to nature, because she's getting a little murdery, craziness going on, and she was so prepared to just like kill that dude instead of try and redeem him. She feels like she needs to kind of reconnect, but she
Okay.
comes in and out and checks in every couple days just so that Renlin doesn't rampage to try and find her, or
And you don't miss the
stuff
meeting,
like that.
obviously. So
I would not miss any particular meeting or anything like that. I would just go and kind of like reconnect and try and center myself.
Anything in particular you want to try and do while you're out in the wilderness, or just...
I want to practice with my spear. Like I do a lot of like self sparring, I guess. Like
Okay.
I would work with my weapons because that's kind of like my main thing is like I want to make sure that all of my weapons are I'm in tune with, and I got 3 new ones right now, so I would want to do.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, reconnecting sounds important for me too. I've done nothing or heard nothing from my patron, and maybe I should.
All right. So Atone is going to take some time to do him. You do you, boo boo. Take some time to reconnect and try and reach out to his patron. Very good. We'll cover that as well.
I am going to avoid the rest of the party except for Atone, probably. And I am going to heavily research the faceless,
Oh god.
specifically looking into recent activity and movements.
All right. You can certainly try.
Okay.
Do you know my last name in character?
I don't know. Did you ever tell me? I mean, other than
I don't think so.
yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, I think
No.
you just introduced yourself as Rinlin.
Yeah.
I don't think we've actually gotten last names besides Kalian's.
Well, Atone
Well,
doesn't have one.
Atone doesn't have one. Souls we know.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
well-
technically have one because Kalian gave me one.
You guys know
Oh, yeah, that's right.
the identity that I
yeah.
picked up in the last, 40, 50 years. You don't know the First Empire War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it'd be relevant to what you were doing. But if you don't know it, then...
Soul, what are you doing during your downtime?
I would like to ask Rinlin if we could possibly either modify the hammer I have or buy materials to make a better hammer, like one that's made of better material, like the mithril. And spend a solid week in just constant prayer and meditation.
Okay.
Are you just chilling in the forge?
Yeah, just I'm just chilling there with you, and sometimes up in the barge to help the barkeep that we probably have scared shitless the whole time.
Are you babysitting when Ember's not there? You're like, remember, you need to eat. And then Ember
Yeah.
comes down. She's like, remember, you need to eat. And she's like, shut up, moms.
Yeah.
Her mic is muted, but I kind of heard it through yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was weird, but cool.
Okay, sorry.
What'd you say?
I said when I come down, you need to bathe. Have you drinking anything that wasn't cinnamon vodka?
No.
Actually,
And no.
can I change that? I would want to spend a week with Rinlin, learning forge stuff, and a
That's
week
all.
praying to Angol.
Yeah. I mean, you can do both every day if you want.
Yeah.
I could spend the waking hours with Rinlin, and the time that they're asleep and I don't need to sleep, I am in constant prayer.
And Rinlin, I'm guessing you are forging?
Yeah, I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do, so I'll try to get that to you after the fact.
Okay, that's fine.
But it's gonna be working on that armor that we found in the first episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
The
old
armor that
armor.
I've been carrying around forever.
Yeah, I want to see if I can repair that. There's weapons for people to repair, doing just general repairs on stuff.
Yep.
Doing that hammer for him, and I want to make something with my mithril.
Okay. Yeah, you can at least all the maintenance stuff you're going to be able to get done. Some of the more specific projects, you can probably get the armor and the hammer done. And if you start making something with the mithril, you might get progress on it. Depending on what it is, we'll determine that. We can talk
Yeah, we'll talk
after
about it.
stream. Yeah.
But I literally am spending every day in the forge, every day, every night.
Yep.
Probably only bathing when Ember comes back. There are probably a lot of nights where I don't sleep. I don't know if that changes the amount of things I can get done.
I'm gonna say no because when you start getting tired, you
Yeah, no,
work
there's
slower type deal. So for
And
the
then
sake of
you've got
simplicity,
me there, like, what is that?
the only one who could arguably get more things done is Soul, because
Yeah.
he is in Eldera.
Yeah. If you wanted to put me to simple task, I could take care of those throughout the night.
Yeah, that is a good point. I do
He
have
could potentially help you do some of
Yeah.
like the repairs, which would give you more progress on an actual new project.
Yeah, we'll
So.
we'll figure it out. What?
An idea. In our backstory, I come from leather workers, and because we did redeem Bosch, I actually want to create like a little leather thing that we braid in our hair, and I want to have made one for me and one for Renlin.
Like for Bosch, whatever his name is.
I feel like every time we knowingly redeem somebody, I just want to give us something to remind us of it, so when we're hitting that darker wall, we can see like the progress that we've made.
Since redemption is literally the theme of this character.
Because
redemption the character.
All right.
So
We're going to jump to. I think we'll handle. Let's handle Kalian first.
Okay.
I do want to handle Atones, but Atones is
Oh my god, yes.
a little more involved. But
so
let's
excited
let's
right
go with Kalian. You're doing research, right?
Yep.
Go ahead. Give me 4 consecutive investigation checks.
Oh, man, Joe, I only have 3 d20s out.
That's why I did this, just to screw you over with your on both dice.
Well, for the first 3, I rolled rather well. What did you say? Investigation?
Yes.
Does my advantage from my Starcalled sign apply?
What does that apply to specifically?
Advantage on history, arcana.
Advantage on all insight and investigation checks.
Yeah, that.
Then yeah.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
Oh wait, no, you don't have the one I thought. Yeah, you do. It's like stuff researching. Is it the research one?
No, I have the veil.
Oh, I lied. Ignore me. I don't know anything about this game.
All right, so I got 16 plus 7 is 23. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Excuse you.
Baby.
do you want me to take him?
Oh.
I'll put him back in a swing then.
I got 2 23s, a 17, and a 25.
Okay.
I have expertise in investigation as well.
So, you learn. I have to get a campaign setting. Give me 2 seconds.
Sure. Yeah, research is like my strongest suit. Yeah, I have a +7 right now. I get advantage. I'm the Bobs.
Haha. I stole Brad's. He's not even here to defend it.
What did you do?
I stole Brad's campaign setting. He leaves it at my house because we play here.
You fucked up, Brad.
He did it on purpose. He wants the Faceless to die so that Serena can come true.
Serena.
Serena.
It's okay, I don't know how to pronounce my god's name. That's why it was not referenced at all in my little speech, because I didn't want to make it. I don't want to make a fool of myself.
Irlin Shay.
No, the other one.
Kendranus?
Yeah,
Keandrinus?
Keandris.
Keandrinus?
I guess I should clarify, that's not my god. It used to be. But
I was
See,
like, I know your
I
god.
picked an easy one, which is Eladra.
I picked
Yeah,
Irlin
can't mess
Shay
up.
because Irlin Shay is the only god worth mentioning.
I went the easiest. I don't know shit about religion.
Eladra's pretty awesome, especially if you use the what is it? I mean, it's the old rank again Empire, but it's the what?
Yeah, we're not.
Wet Lotkin?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl.
That's my god's name. And
All right, so the Faceless. You learn. What do you learn? You learn about the organization as a whole, how they're a big part of the Irrigan army, especially in Sinisut. You learn that they are led by a famous celebrated soldier, a half-orc, with the name Ypirkin Zactyl.
That's a name.
It's another Rankin name that's impossible to pronounce.
I'm like looking at it.
He disappeared during the end of the Darkest War. Though you've heard rumors that he's still around. That he's been seen and whatnot. You know that the Faceless have close ties to the Irrigan government, one of the particular noble families, the Jacinders. What else do you know about them? Let me flip to the actual page.
There's also stuff on page. Gosh, I don't even know what page this is. 119. I have the PDF, so I'm just searching Faceless.
They are...
121 has another chunk of the Faceless.
I'm looking for their... Here we go.
Oh, did you find it? Because I'm still looking for it.
Page 270.
I'll get there eventually.
Faceless is a free company devoted to Kiandrinos and headquartered in Irgis. They began as a force of interrogators, enchanters, and infiltrators during the Divine Sands War. For ages afterwards, the Faceless was employed in wars on losing sides as a last resort. They had a hand in the fall of several nations by turning on those who hired them to pay homage to their god's thirst for betrayal. In recent centuries, this free company has seen a slight shift in behavior. They have operated strongly within Irgis for the past 100 years or so, planting seeds of deceit in the gardens of noble families and aiding a handful of the families they favor for coin. The Faceless are currently employed as the supplemental guard and standing military for Sinisur and the northwestern half of Irgis. To the public eye, they are a changed order. So yeah, you learn generally what the Faceless are about. You know that they're great interrogators. You know that they, while they were originally the free company of Kiandrinos during the Divine Sands War, which is weird information to know, but you've managed to research it in some tomes. Like, Divine Sands War knowledge is like real ancient shit. So you had to dig deep to get all that.
Ancient stuff is my forte.
Right. Clearly, you rolled well enough for it. You know that they're on the surface very much seen as okay in Irrigan politics. Like, they...
Excuse you?
Sorry.
It's all good. Are a big part of the Irrigan military, and they don't, like, outwardly do a lot of shit towards people. However, you've heard the rumors, and you've read even more rumors of them being not as fun. The rumors of torture, rumors of them still very much serving their god, who is, as you know, not a very friendly one at that. And there are certain chapters of the Faceless and groups of the Faceless that are less savory sounding than others. Some that aren't as public facing, that are kept behind locked doors and are just kind of rumored to exist. There's no full hard evidence written down in any books that you can find, but there's lots of rumors and speculation of these dark dealings of the Faceless behind closed doors. Recent operations are pretty much exclusively Irgis, though there's been signs like you'll read up on old cases of missing persons where there's some little indication that
Yeah.
faceless torture was involved.
That's really what I'm focusing on, because what I want to know is because my father helped build the government of Argus, and it was supposed to be this state of freed peoples, like.
Did you specify which Irgun family your father helped with the most?
It was one of the southern ones, so yeah, I would have no idea about this one.
So it wasn't the Jacinders.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're from the south and I'm from the north. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
Sinisar is from is a northern city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most northern city.
I think
Yeah.
you were helping in Camtiro, if I remember.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Because that's the southern one, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's right. So what I really want to do is track the progress of how what I thought it was, how it became what it really is. So the growth of the faceless and how
You don't get the full story because the full story's not there. It seems obvious that it's something very hard and not something that a lot of public knowledge would have access to. But you get parts of it, and you're able to kind of piece together about when the Faceless kind of took root in Irgus. And slowly they started in Sinister, and they've kind of spread out their influence since then. They're still very centralized in Sinister, but they have tendrils pretty much that reach, and they place agents where they think would be helpful. No one confirmed. You obviously don't get any names or anything, but like happenings of a Faceless here or a Faceless there, and it's always higher in Irgus, always higher than that in Sinister. From there, there's a good number. The next biggest number outside of Irgus would be probably Osept. You see some in Mithrain, some in Venok. Not many reports in Ronkagesh, but you think that might have something to do with the nature of Ronkagesh as terrain-wise.
and
The faceless are like, that's fucked up enough. They can just...
There are plants that eat people there. I don't think we gotta fuck with anyone.
Rangagesh is the greatest nation ever. They're like terrified of it.
But there are always the occasional popping up of there's some ties to the Faceless here in Isil. There's some ties to the Faceless here in Eresia. Not much in Silurai. You get almost no record of Faceless in Silurai. So if it's happening, no one knows about it. You don't hear anything about anything in Tristan. Very unlikely to hear about anything there. Definitely nothing from Leothar. Maybe like one or two fringe cases in Washu, but that one is like they caught a dude. They were convinced he was Faceless. He would never admit he was Faceless. He ended up dead by quote unquote accident. So that's kind of what you get for the Faces. Is that about what you were looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have a new high character goal.
Okay. Cool.
We're gonna rout the Faceless out of Air Gifts. But not allowed to stand.
Good luck.
Lofty goal.
Yeah, trying to take care of the Dragon Syndicate is lofty already.
All right. Let's jump to Atone.
Alright.
So Atone, you are looking to kind of reach out to your patron, yes?
Yeah.
How do you go about doing this? Do you know what Atone would do to try and reach out to his patron?
I mean, it was always had to do a lot with light and brightness, so I guess I'd find open area, midday, lots of sun. I don't know. early days was in dreams, so maybe try to sleep midday out in the open in the sun, kind of. I don't know.
Okay.
In which Atone becomes a cat.
Atone,
You feel like Atone's already been like a cat already. Like that's
you make your way at one point to a park. You're kind of sitting there, a couple of children playing on the other side of it within view. You take a seat under a tree, just a little bit of shade. The sun's shining nice and bright. It's about noon, so it's shining almost directly on you. You're sitting in the shade for a little bit, and the sun moves. You're there for about an hour, and because of where you're sitting, the shadows of the tree shift, so you're not exactly covered by the leaves anymore. The light strikes you in the eye, and you do that thing where you instinctually put your hand up to try and block it. And then you look away for a second, thinking, okay, I'm not looking at the sun anymore, it won't be as bright. But weirdly enough, when you turn and try and look away, there's almost like another source of bright light. And you realize that almost any direction you turn, it's bright. The tree's no longer behind you. You're just kind of surrounded by light. You hear a voice. It's a female voice, a gentle voice, a familiar voice. And it reaches out and speaks to you. Hello, Atone.
Hello.
You listened well from the last time we spoke.
I've tried.
You went west. You found those with a purpose, and therefore you've found your purpose. The start of your purpose.
Okay, what's next?
You are going to want to help them and be willing to help them. More than you might be right now. I'm not a mind reader. I can't tell completely how you're feeling, but I do get the sense that there's some hesitance.
They're a little murdery.
Yeah, we are.
Just a small amount of murder.
proportionate.
Their ends don't necessarily justify their means, I will agree. But that's why they need you. They have the potential to do a lot of good. They just need a guiding light, as it were.
I could do that. For most of them.
This Bronwyn woman, trust her.
What did you say? It cut out
I
for a
missed the
second.
last part.
This Bronwyn woman, trust her. This Coolatan individual, when you meet him, trust his intentions.
Okay.
I don't have the ability to see what's coming. I can only see how things are and how they might interact. But I think you need to discover a few things for yourself, so I can't tell you too much.
All right, that's good.
Keep them on track, your new friends. You need them as much as they need you.
I'll do what I can.
That's all I can ask. And then with that, the bright light that's around you slowly begins to kind of dim down and fade. And it's just going from this blinding white down dimmer into nothing, and it's darkness. And then you realize, as you're sitting there and it's pitch black, you can hear the sounds of the park again around you. You can feel the wind blowing. You can smell the grass around you. And you open your eyes, and you realize you had your eyes closed, and you don't remember closing them. But you're in the park. Only about maybe 2 extra minutes have passed. And you kind of look around, and yeah.
It's one hell of a power now.
At least the patron wasn't angry. Now only if my shots can hit harder.
You should have brought that up. Been like, excuse you, if you want me to do stuff, you need to make me hit things.
Can you improve
Why are you cursing my dice?
and give me protection from javelins?
It's a feat. What did Tiffany say? I saw her mouth moving, but no words coming out.
I did myself because I was congratulating the baby on his birth.
I feel like you were being sassy and I didn't hear it.
All right.
No, I promise I'll unmute whenever I'm sassy. This was just me congratulating a baby.
See. So we did Kalian, we did a tone. Ember's hanging out in the woods, creating some leather stuff.
Being a dog.
Doing some weapons training.
Not too much to cover for Ember.
Barking a tree. Let's
Your
go.
time is restful, relatively serene. You're kind of out back in nature. You find a small little woods. It's not like super extensive or anything, but the closest one outside the city, it's like a mile or two away that you can, after you get outside the city gates, you turn into wolf form and you can get there pretty quick running, and you're able to spend a good amount of time there. But yeah, you accomplish spiritually what you set out to do in your downtime. Rinlin and Soul. You're able to, if Rinlin is allowing Soul to be in the forge with her and be her assistant, Rinlin is able to kind of guide Soul through all the minor repairs you have to do on some of the weapons and armor you find. And Soul, you start picking this up pretty well. You're able to apply some of the stuff you learned to that ancient suit of armor, and you're helping Rinlin kind of fix that up. Rinlin,
I guess that could be his project since that's his.
Rinlin, you obviously get the armor sized for Ember fine, so Ember can wear her full plate. You get all the other things repaired, and part of the way through whatever project you decide to start working on crafting-wise, which we will
mithril
determine.
thing I wanted to prioritize.
Okay,
So,
you want to prioritize that.
yeah.
We'll
That and Ember's armor.
we'll determine what that is before next session. The armor you definitely get done, because that takes like a day, so we can say you do that like the first day and then you move on to whatever guiding soul every other day. We'll determine
Also,
that
my-
outside. It shouldn't come into play yet, but
My instructions are not very good because I don't teach, and I also don't want to talk to anybody. The fact that
fair.
I'm allowing him in here is like
Progress.
a thing in of itself. So I really just like,
Grunt, hand him a hammer, and point at the thing.
yeah, pretty much. I show him how to do it, and then I tell him to leave me alone, basically.
fair enough.
Fair.
So you learn a lot by doing. because you're in Eldera, you do have a few extra hours. So like that one time you repaired the buckle on the piece of breastplate wrong. You're like, oh, so you spent the rest of the day and the rest of the night just trying to fix it. And you would try something, it wouldn't work. You would try it again. You might break it a little bit more, and then you'd undo that. You're back to your first stage of brokenness, and eventually you figure it out. It takes you a little bit longer, but it's a good use of your Eldera abilities. And Rinlin does give you enough guidance where if you're really fucking it up, she just kind of turns you around. It's like, go the other way, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, like in the mornings when I wake up, if I slept or something, I'll just like walk over there, look at it, be like, no, that's wrong. Do this, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
And then the second part of your downtime, Soul, you said you wanted to obviously pray to Vangal.
Yes, I wanted to pray, possibly commune with him if he sees it fit. Mostly just apologize for the fact that I got a little murdery back in them ruins.
Is there anything specifically you're trying to glean from your god, or ask your god for, or is it just kind of general reverence and praying?
General reverence and penance and stuff, just to because I know I did wrong. I went against the dogma and just going all murder hobo.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you like have repented a couple times and you're really like getting into that and getting back into your routine of like praying to Vangal and everything, there comes a day where it hits you like you feel like you've been forgiven. You can't really explain how, but like something changes. You're like, all right, we cool, Vangal.
Yeah.
So that's settled. So I think that covers everyone's downtime. May was the only one with specifics that I'll deal with outside of here after the game, just because it's numbers and crafting stuff. But it's
very small thing.
Yeah, it won't be.
I do want to make little like rings,
Mm-hmm.
or like little half charm, little tiny trinket things that are very, very simple and probably only took me like 5 minutes to do.
Okay.
To go on the ends of the leather strap.
Okay.
That Ember was doing.
A few days into the downtime, the meeting with Kulatan happens. Bronwyn agrees. She says, yes, of course I'll meet with him. He was always a little odd, so whatever he needs, I'll be there. And she waits with you all in the Long Hippo Tavern, which you guys have kind of adopted as your home. The barkeep, if you remember, was a little terrified of you, but he's come to accept you, and he's just happy to have his bar. He's got some decent business going at night. There's a good number of people in this place, but you guys have a couple of rooms upstairs that are reserved for you, no questions asked. Kind of unspokenly, you guys are staying here.
I'm glad he's come to accept us.
Yeah, he hasn't had to pay for food the whole time we're there, so.
Yeah, he's super grateful for that soul.
Wow, and you probably can even like sell that and make him a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Place has become a 5-star establishment.
The day of the meeting, you're all waiting around, and several patrons come and go, and you kind of all do the thing. They walk in, you all look at Bronwyn, she just shakes her head no, you all go back to just waiting. And finally, she kind of sits up as this half-orc gentleman comes in. He has black hair, it's slicked back. He's clearly got like something in it to keep it slicked back, nice and neat and proper. He's got a suit on, rather fancy looking, looks probably Venetian, little flowery and whatnot.
How fancy is it, Joe?
Oh God.
It's got tails.
So he went a little over the top. It's a little gaudy.
It's a little gaudy.
Got like French cuffs.
Yeah, he's definitely got French style cuffs, type of thing. He walks in and he's looking around everywhere, like every single thing And eventually he does make eye contact with Bronwyn. And he gets a little less erratic with his looking around, and he turns, looks at the door, and he nods. And you guys see Priscilla just kind of walk in, her arms crossed, like nodding like yes to humor him. And then she turns, sees you all, nods in your direction, sees Kalian awkwardly waving at her, and nods a little slower to him. But Kulatan walks over and has a seat at your table. Priscilla walks behind him with... Clearly she's got some papers and she's writing some stuff down. She's still working while on this random excursion with Kulatan. Kulatan sits down. Bronwyn, he says timidly. Bronwyn looks at him. I'm glad to see you're all right. It's been a while. That it has. Indeed, he says, looking around paranoid. I'm guessing Priscilla here has told you why we've come and why we're in the city. Yes, she has. The matter of what we saw all those years ago. Yes, what we saw all those years ago. Kulatan, we're the only ones left alive. And at this, he looks down. He doesn't make eye contact with any of you. He's clearly not all there, in a sense. Like, he's kind of scatterbrained and a little paranoid. And those of you who fought in the war or saw any fallout from some of like the frontline soldiers of the Darkest War, he's got some hardcore PTSD going on.
Does he have the 1,000-year-old stare?
Yeah.
I would immediately feel like really sorry for him. As a former soldier myself, I would be like, okay, I get it. Really kind of almost pitying that we're forcing him out into this again.
And to kind of make the conversation go a little smoother so I don't have to talk to myself, because it's really awkward me just talking to myself with you guys all sitting here.
Yeah, how's that role-playing with yourself going?
Bronwyn portrays everything to Kulatan with this situation. She tells Kulatan that she wants to take him into hiding. She's arranged a passage. It's a little unorthodox, but due to the fact that the Dragon Syndicate is involved, there's a ship that will take her and Kulatan to... I'm just going to make sure I'm getting this right. Where is it? Oh, that's where it is? Huh. Then what is that? There's a, that's who it is. There's a floating moat. It moves around. It is a safe house for Frost Crescent. She's willing to take Kulatan there until things blow over, because it's moving. Its location is not easily tracked or known at all by pretty much anyone outside of Frost Crescent. Rinland, Ember, you guys don't even know where it is. This is kind of the first you've heard of it. It's a floating moat that's a safe house.
Like, does it have a name?
Wouldn't be that safe if it had a name.
It's pretty much just called the safe house. Like the safe house. It's kind of
original. Mm-hmm. All that it's led.
It's going to take a little bit of time, Kulatan says, to get his things in order, but he is willing to go, given the circumstances that his life is in danger. He wouldn't normally do this, but he's going to do it to remain safe. He takes some time to turn to Priscilla and confirm this with her, making sure that she is fine running the business. She kind of says it's what she does anyway. This isn't any different. I don't know why you're even asking.
Rude?
She does it a little bit more polite towards Kulatan, but in that fake customer service-y, like, Yeah, so
I'm on
get
I'm
right
on
on
Team
it.
Priscilla.
Um,
I'm like, this bitch is over here running shit while you're having meetings. Like, she's at your meeting running it. Like, she's got this.
Kulatan, also near the end of this, after agreeing, says he might have some more information based on the list that Kalian gave Priscilla.
I knew it was a good idea.
One of the Dragon Syndicate names he recognized. It was an individual who came to him a while ago asking for just to do business, shipping business. They claimed to be a grain salesman in Irgis. And they wanted to hire him. He found it highly suspicious, and after sending no less than 4 private investigators, he says no less than 4, Priscilla behind him holds up 6 fingers, he found out that they weren't legit. They couldn't find the business, so he just cut ties with them, broke off all communication. He actually moved his office that week. But that would be a good place to start, he says.
Where in Argus?
Camtiro.
Again.
This individual's name, so I can give you at least one of the names. Alistair Hornridge.
What's he look like when you were dealing with him?
He never met him face to face. Priscilla never met him face to face. He sent individuals to ask and spoke a lot through Blue Wind messages, which is one of the reasons Kulatan found him suspicious in the first place and had him investigated. Not that he doesn't have every single person he does business with investigated.
Really?
All right. Feel like this is a good old solid lead, and we got all of our people in a nice place. Got our ducks in a row.
So Kulatan spends the next week or so getting his affairs in order and getting prepared. During this time, that's when you guys get your downtime. Bronwyn kind of asks that you guys kind of remain here to be on call in the city in case anything happens. Nothing does happen. All the preparations go fine. She also takes some time to sit down with you, particularly Rinlin and Ember, but she says Sol, Atone, and Kalian are welcome to hang out. And she looks at Rinlin and Ember, and her orders for you are to go to Camturo and see what you can learn about the individual he mentioned, this Alistair.
I'm not going back to Argus.
Really?
I will, like, full on in character, like.
You think that's a great idea?
In character, I would be like, really? I would think you would feel comfortable in Argus.
You know literally nothing about me. Don't assume you do.
Well, based on what you said previously,
In the background, I start munching.
unless there's more information
So,
that you would like to share regarding that incident.
I did what I needed
Am
to
I-
do. What?
I'm like, Kalian, are you an idiot?
No, I've been certified as highly academic. I've written multiple papers.
I'm certified not an
Okay.
idiot.
I'm like, Kalian, based on the
Yeah.
information that you know about Rinlin, what she said and what she is now are two very different things.
Hopefully. I mean, that's what I was kind of trying to ask subtly.
Renlin, if it's a problem of like if you like knew someone there that you done wronged them, which I
So you
get
were
that.
you were
I've
you
done
were
that.
you were lying to the guy to scare him, right?
Excuse me, sir. I was talking.
I apologize. Go ahead.
God damn, Kyle. So rude.
Just to finish my sentence, if you are afraid, I'm not saying you are afraid, but if you were like, you didn't want to get into a confrontation about something with a certain someone or something, just know I got your back. You'll always have a shield next to you.
I'm not
I wanna
asking you
vomit.
to go home. I'm asking you to go to Camturo. Irgis is a big place.
Where
Just
is it that we're
Camturo.
supposed to go?
The capital in the south.
Camtaro.
This is, I guess I'd somehow chime in and say, like, I don't really want it to say that like it came from my patron, but I kind of want to say along the lines of like, we're destined to follow Bronwyn, so what she says goes, kind of thing.
Okay. So a tone just kind of drops a real, like, almost uncharacteristic, like, we're a team, we gotta stick together and do this. If Bronwyn says it, I'm in, sort of thing. Which, Rinlin, you've, before this, like, before your, like, little periods of downtime, you were traveling with a tone, you were working with a tone, but you and a tone had butted heads a couple of times and generally didn't see eye to eye. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a tone's like, yeah, her mother figure, I'm with her 100%. That's basically what happens.
You're shady, but your mom's good. I trust your mom.
I'm blown away by the fact that Atone is the one who spoke up.
I outwardly look completely unfazed by it.
Like, I'm like...
But
who
is she like happy and bawling on the inside? That's what we need to know.
No. Opposite direction.
We all had some downtime, and I did some thinking, and you know, this seems right. This is the way to go. We follow Bronwyn. Name I fucked up.
Even Bronwyn's a little surprised and says, "Thank you,
Are we having
Atone."
this meeting, like, in the bar, or did we go to, like, the office? Or something?
This would be after the fact. Kulitan's getting his
This is
stuff
after
in order.
Kulitan's gone? Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's why I
Kulitan
was
isn't here
trying.
anymore.
I was trying not to drop faceless right in front of Kulitan's face.
Yeah, can we say that this conversation is happening, like, not in
Yeah,
the, like...
Kulitan's
in-
off doing his stuff. This is maybe one
in
of
a
the other
room,
days during
like a
your
back
downtime.
room, like where
Back
you
room.
smashed that guy's head in.
Yeah,
like
that's
that
what I was saying.
room.
That's the office, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my office now.
Like the underground forge that we know there's one entrance to that no one can drop in on us.
Yeah, that's where I've been living, yes.
That's where you
So, like, down there.
Yeah.
All right, I think I don't want to impose on you, Ridlin, but I feel like there's some information that you should share with us.
Why?
If you're going to drop the faceless on us, I would like to know how you were involved. Because I personally think they're one of the top worst things I've ever heard about. And I researched them all this week, and they have to go. My father helped build Ergus to be a place of redemption, freedom, and cooperation. And the fact that that exists in the slightest capacity in the nation my father helped build, I don't have words.
Just because your father helped build something doesn't mean it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Nothing can be perfect, and in this world, in what this world has been through, nothing is going to be perfect. This place is hell.
I will
And
admit that there's definitely faults with this world, but you work to fix them.
And that's maybe our purpose. We're all here for some sort of redemption, and you said Argus is built for redemption. Sounds like the place we need to be.
A tone dropping more wisdom bombs.
I'm the one with the +3 wisdom. I should be dropping this.
Celestial Patron. He's just channeling.
I'm a +1, and maybe it's not me speaking right now.
You don't just walk away from the Faceless. You don't just leave.
That's why I think we need more information, because I wouldn't just walk away. I would do everything in my power to utterly annihilate them.
That's coming from you, as you, not living the life that a Faceless would have lived.
Or somebody who literally grew up being tortured by them.
Okay. I mean, I can understand that. But I didn't know that until you just said it. I mean, that's what I'm saying, is we should have more information from you, so that we understand your perspective. Because otherwise we're going to make decisions that you're not going to agree with, and had we known, we wouldn't have agreed with.
Argus may be a big place, but I'm sure that there's Faceless in the capital. And going back there is pretty much a death sentence. Because if one of them finds out who I am, it's over.
So out of character, you didn't share any of your backstory with any of us, right?
I don't even think Ember knows.
Oh, okay.
I just know that she came from a very terrible situation in Argus.
Yeah. I think you all know that I am a worshiper of Irilinche, though, because it's like literally on a pendant on my chest.
You're in Frost Crescent. You don't have much of a choice.
Yeah, and I'm part of Frost Crescent.
Yeah. Bronwyn kind of thinks for a minute. If Irgus is out of the question, then you're going to have to track him down in a different way. You're going to have to find out
Can I help you?
where else his business has taken him. Kulachan obviously didn't reciprocate. Maybe he reached out to somebody else. Maybe he ended up doing business somewhere else. We need to figure out our next move against the Dragon Syndicate.
I mean, we can go. It was 40 years ago, and not a lot of them are long-lived races. I get the best I can hope for is that anyone that would have known my face is dead or senile.
How about you just walk right behind me the whole time and no one will see your face?
Well, I'm sure we could work up some sort of disguise.
Yeah, I was thinking between Kayleen and myself, we have abilities.
We also don't need abilities. I could literally just dye my hair.
And I'm like, we can work as hard as we can to get you looking less like you. And I swear, if anyone, anywhere, looks like they recognize you, I will hunt them down and kill them myself.
I mean, I have no problem doing that myself.
If they're faceless, we're all behind you.
I don't care who it is.
Well, that's true.
Just the spirits led me north for a reason. I didn't think that it would lead me back to Argus. I went up here to redeem my family name, not to go back.
And Ember kind of like puts her hand over yours, and I'm like, sometimes redemption comes full circle.
It's like a moon. Crescent moon.
Oh!
I'm like, irony's a little funny, isn't it?
Excuse you, chair.
Yeah, and you're not going back there the same way you left.
Yeah.
You've got
That's true.
your faith. You've changed as a person. You have All
you got
your
Ember.
buddies.
You got
Amber.
the other three.
You got me. I'm a good shield. You got
Vague hand wiggle at the other three.
Yeah. You got
Hey,
these.
if you need to find something in a library, I'm your guy.
Yeah. I mean, I can't read books as fast as this guy can, and I've been alive longer than he has.
Kalian's
Listen to me.
claim to fame, he reads.
Oh man, that's a great claim to fame.
He sits down at a bar and he leans in close to somebody. He's like, "I'll have you know, I read," and they're just like,
I have
My
written
word.
over 42 papers. I'll have you know.
Pull out a tankard and fill it with that vodka and give it to her, and like,
Hey, should I mention that to Priscilla? Do you
Oh
think
my God.
Priscilla-
"Fuck off."
And like, I think you should tell Priscilla exactly how many papers you read. I think she'd find it really impressive.
So my first paper was on.
All right.
and
Thanks.
Joe, I meant at some point,
Mhm.
could I ask Priscilla if she ever got a hold of that handy bag that she said she would look for us for?
Oh, the bag of
The
holding.
bag of holding.
I forgot about
She says she. When you ask her probably like in the middle of the downtime, and she actually gives you a little smile. It's a little bit more genuine. She goes, "I have a lead. We'll see if it works out."
All right. Well, you just let me know if you need any money. I can give you some, and if labor helps, I can do that too. I'm pretty strong.
Noted.
I show off my new armor.
accidentally woos Priscilla.
That's basically flexing because he's an Eldero. It's like, this armor is part of me.
Finally, he's been like trying to hone in on Priscilla this whole time.
No, she's nice.
She doesn't murder enough.
And I
That's
can't
the
reproduce
definition
anyway,
of
so I
nuts.
just I look at people as like, you know, like, oh, you could be a good acquaintance for a bit, even a good friend.
So,
That's not what I heard when I heard, "Can I roll to fall in love?"
Yeah, that was different for you two, and I was in a different headspace. Thank you.
Oh, he doesn't love us now that he's redeemed himself to his god. I'm sorry. We had to do
Not good
soul
enough for
searching, and now he doesn't
Vangle.
love us.
Like, we're not good enough for Vangle.
No, every shield needs a sword
And a hammer.
and a hammer.
So, the party finishes up all their downtime. The big decision you guys have to make, where are you headed next? Has Rinlin been persuaded to go to Camp
Sinister.
Right to
Oh,
Sinister.
not the Sinister.
Yes, right there.
I mean, I think we should burn the Faceless right out of arrogance. but I think
Skip
we
the
should
frying
start-
pan, jump right into the fire.
Yeah, we should start on the outskirts where it's small, and, you know, work at the
Take
thing.
an airship straight in, go to the headquarters,
Knock right on the door, introduce ourselves, and then just
go
start
back to my
stabbing.
childhood home. Be like, hey guys, what's up?
Me.
If we are going to Irgis, I would request that we fly over the desert, maybe, because I'd love to see it. I haven't seen it in so long.
I think we have to go over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
the
it's-
other thing. How are you guys getting there?
We're gonna
we-
walk.
I think we could take a boat to Ninalt.
Because if you want to walk, that's the rest of
kidding.
this campaign.
We just spend the rest of the campaign walking to Arragus.
Like 2 years, and there we go.
I mean, can we just take an airship from here to the capital?
Yeah,
Or
we're going all the way across the world, so.
I mean, I feel like an airship might not be the most cost-effective method.
okay, you're being a pussy about airships again.
What? I just think like a regular ship could take us to Ninalt, and then if you want to take an airship to the capital, we could.
Well, you're in Griot right now.
Yeah, we would have to go to Orez City, either way, and then we have to go all the way around. That would take months.
I vote airship.
Yeah.
If only just to make Alien uncomfortable.
From
If I
Griot,
couldn't-
you could catch an airship.
To Orez, and then
You could catch an airship to Valiance. Or Valiance.
Yeah, we go over to Vivir.
And then from Valiance, you could go to somewhere in Osept and then down, maybe cross the desert into Camtiro. You could also just take an airship that would take you from Griot to Valiance and then probably Eliept and then to Camtiro. Just go capital hopping, pretty much.
Sounds like so much fun.
Because the airship would have to stop and refuel. So
Yeah.
Could we go to Valiance, and then down to Trado, and then to Cam Trio?
Does Trado even have an airship port?
Trado is the one city in Rankagesh that I would argue definitely has at least one airship tower.
But like one. That's it.
Then we'd have to pass through the mountains or go around the mountains to get all the way over to.
Get over them.
Yeah, we can stop in Rankagesh, guys.
I don't want to stop in Rankagesh.
I understand wanting to stop there. It's one of the languages I picked up and it's great, but we do kind of have to go out of our way to get there.
So your first destination, though, is going to be going from Griot over the borderlands to Valiance. Yes?
I think we should go to White Rose, honestly. That just sounds like a fun time.
Don't suggest things like that.
I'll take a tone back to White Rose. Just be like, hey, look, it's your birthplace.
Yeah, I've been looking around trying to find all these cities, and I just found like Valiance is right by where I said I started. So.
We could
coming full circle for everyone except for me because I left Distilled for the first time, so everything's new to me.
Baby. We could take.
Well, actually, I'm super old, but like.
Yeah, you're an old fart. We could take an actual ship from Valiance to Eliab.
Yep.
If you want to. It would probably add time, but like to appease him.
We could see what the price difference is. I mean, because if we wanted to take a ship, we could actually take an airship.
I was thinking airship, airship.
Well, we could take an airship down to Erelon in Cyprus, and then just take a ship. Because you just take a long ship.
Do you need something? My issue with going from that side to that side with a ship is it's gonna take fucking forever.
It would take a real long time to go from Erelon to Ninalt and then up to Camturo.
Yeah, that's
but going
also,
from Valiance to
leaving anywhere on the eastern coast of Cyprus is scary because of the Azure Sea.
Yeah, it's sketchy as fuck, dude.
Yeah, let's not do that then. Yeah, I don't really want to go past the Plains of Fear.
Yeah, that's the main reason.
You know, I haven't been to the Plains of Fear in at least 500 years. I'm sure they've changed.
Hard pass.
Yeah,
you
sure
don't remember if they have.
They've probably gotten worse. Just
Thank you. Is the sand in the iridescent desert actually iridescent?
No one's ever seen it to remember.
Fuck off! I'll go ask Brad.
Like whenever we get.
I am telling you the answer he would give you. There are certain parts of this world that, like, I just give the answering machine. This is what Brad would say. Answer, and the Plains of Fear is one area that Joe doesn't touch with a 10-foot pole, and it's a Brad thing.
So you're saying if we just derail and go to the Plains of Fear, we're going in a place that you don't want to be.
TPK.
Like, and we're
This
gonna
was a
start
great
over with
campaign.
all new characters.
I'm glad we got through a dozen or so episodes with these characters. But... Now, if you go to the Borderlands, I know a lot about them because that's where the halflings are from.
There's a bunch of people riding around in, like vehicles.
Lakewood and Little Ship, everything around Rockskip Lake, that used to be little halfling towns.
Yeah, I didn't know that I didn't know halfling. Well, yeah, because like halflings don't really have a home anymore.
Not anymore.
I didn't know the Borderlands was what their home was.
Yep.
Huh.
Hmm.
So, anyways, back to.
I think Valence should be our first stop. I agree.
Yeah, we'll go to Valiance first.
Okay.
Yes.
Head some Pegasuses. Leave.
Okay. You'll go from there. Sounds good.
It's a giant bar crawl.
It's basically what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I just want to see people run alongside the Pegasi.
God damn it, Kyle.
Brad said I have to travel to the Plains of Fear to find out, so basically the entire plan has changed. We're going to the Plains of Fear.
You're like, I would rather go to the Plains of Fear than go home, so let's do that.
But at least I won't remember what happens to me.
So would it be appropriate to imagine the Fringe in the 3 forts right there. Like those people would be like the people from the north in
Yeah. So
the Full Metal Alchemist.
So the forts, like Rampart, Barricade, and Bulwark, if you notice, they're not on the wall.
Right.
They're away from the wall. Because you can't stand on that wall, because if you look into the Plains of Fear, it's not good.
Do you die?
Like, there's crazy, crazy shit in there. And people will wake up, like, they'll go to the Fringe Wall, look at the Plains of Fear, no one will know what happens to them, and they'll wake up, like, 2 years later, like, in freaking, like, Ronkagesh somewhere, like, how did I get here? Or Tristan walking in from, like, the cold, like, where the hell am I? Like, and they have time missing, like, it's scary.
But have they gained enough experience to level a few times?
Nope.
Is the Plains of Fear really that bad?
God, I really want to just, like, go and poke it now.
This is what I've
the
been
Plains
told.
of Fear. I mean, that's a pretty scary name.
Like, I want to poke it so bad.
The Plains of Fear is not my expertise. If you wanted to run a campaign there, it'd be very confusing. Most of the other areas I could handle. Plains of Fear is the one that I'm like, scared of.
Howl in the Shardlands sounds pretty scary too, just 'cause it's called Howl.
We did the show, something in the very edge of the Shardlands.
Shardlands is pretty scary.
We
A lot
we
easier
almost died.
now that Creatures of Vathis is just about done. Much easier to do Shardlands stuff.
Alright, so I think our travel plans are set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Valiant.
2 Valiants. So, as you guys make your way to
hey.
the airship, Bronwyn says that she'll definitely cover the airship ride from Griot to Valiance, and then you guys are able to decide what you want to do after that for travel. As kind of funding for your mission, she gives you guys as a whole a total of 500 gold pieces to cover travel expenses and whatnot, make it easier for you to get back or any complications that come up while you're gone.
Can we keep that in like a travel fund?
I would
you'd
agree.
like.
Do you want to keep track of a travel
That's a
fund?
good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I was also thinking we got those extra crystals that the soul doesn't need.
Mhm.
We have the hookup with Kultan and Priscilla. Should we?
Oh, that's a good idea. See if they can sell them for us.
Those they would be able, or she would be able or willing to sell. And Priscilla actually proposes a deal. If you give her the crystals, she will give you half the asking price for each one, and throw in a little something that was requested that you find no charge. That she find no charge.
I would be agreeable.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
She'll take the crystals, go ahead and get me the price of all of them, and then divide it by 2. You guys can have that much gold she's willing to give you. And
There were 4 medium, 4 heavy, and David was keeping 1 of each.
Yeah, I kept 1 medium and 1 heavy.
So she would get 3 medium, 3 heavy.
And 1 light, because I don't need to hold on to that light.
She would take the light one too. So all those divided by 2, plus 1 bag of holding.
So what's the total?
Hey, we can keep our travel fund in the bag of holding.
That's how she delivers it to you.
How much?
The total is 2,872 gold and 5 silver.
She rounds that to 2,000. What was the 100?
143.6. 1436 is just what I got.
She rounds it to 1,400 and throws in the bag of holding.
That's lower than what we.
That's not right.
Bitch.
I think no. Kyle gave you the half price because it's 1,500 for each heavy and 400. So it's like.
Oh.
It's
Oh, Kyle, you already gave us the half.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Sorry.
37.45 total, not halved.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
so
Oh wait,
that's
no, I did that wrong. 3 heavies is 4,500.
Oh my god,
12
children.
1,200 for the men.
Yeah.
So that's 57. It's 57.45 total.
Yeah.
So
So
57.45.
2875.
2872.
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
you're
wait.
right.
So 2873 with the silver.
Rounded 2873.
Dude, we're doing good.
So,
So-
we're adding that to the 500 travel fund.
I was gonna say to split that one.
Okay.
If you would like to, because like we have a bag of holding now, we could have a party fund if you want.
I guess.
Not like to split between you guys. It's to fund your parties, like
Yeah,
buying alcohol,
specifically,
and
like,
decoration.
we don't- like
Yeah.
we already save a lot of money because we don't have to buy food or alcohol.
So it's just balloons and streamers.
It's a lot of money for balloons and streamers. We could get like care.
Yeah, what would 500
maybe-
gold and balloons and streamers get us?
A good time.
We could start our own shipping company of balloons and streamers. That's what we could do.
So do we want to split it or do we want to put it all together? Because I added it together already, but I can, cross it out.
I don't care either way.
Yeah, I'm not
All
particular.
right, Rinlin, what do you want?
What do I want with what?
The money.
Gold. Do you want to split it amongst us equally and keep the 500 travel fund as the 500 travel fund, or do you want to have like a party fund as well with that
I mean, I would
absurd
like,
amount of gold?
I would like to have my own money.
Okay. Then we'll have our own money. What's the split?
Yeah, that's just it. Is I already closed out of it because I didn't think we were gonna be keeping.
What was
It's
the total? What was the total?
574. Oh, the total would be 2873. So divided by 5 would be 500.
574.60.
We could Yeah, 574. 575.
574 silver.
We could just all take 500 and then put the.
Remainder
Put
in the party
excess
fund.
into- yeah.
That's generally the easiest way to do it once you have a party
Yeah.
fund.
Just
Okay, so-
add 375 to the party fund, so we have 875 for the party fund, and everybody gets 500.
Oh, yeah.
Math.
This was the
That works.
necessary shopping and role-playing episode that we haven't had in a while.
Ever, I don't think actually.
No, I think we had a shopping one.
So that puts us up, you said, to 875 as a party fund.
Yeah,
Cool.
and then everybody gets plus 500 for their personal.
Yeah.
I have so much gold now.
Yeah, I have almost 1,000 gold by myself.
Oh, so you have more than 999 coins.
God damn it, Kyle, shut up.
I don't know what you're referencing, but sure.
I-
Oh,
I'm-
I'm sorry, I mathed wrong.
I'm just ragging on Pathfinder all day. I really should stop doing that.
All right, and do you guys want me to hang on to the bag of holding, or one of you want to hang on to the bag of holding?
I'm really not
I
that
am.
particular.
I don't think it would go with my suit. I mean,
Soul,
I suppose-
you are the one that she gave it to, and the one. who
True,
asked to
I'm the
find
one that
it.
also asked for it, so I guess it's my bag of holding.
I have a lot of weapons that I would not be mad about being able to carry in the bag of holding. Because, like I said, service area.
Just don't put
He's
anything
thick, but
pointy in
not
the
that
bag
thick.
of holding.
Oh no, I'm thick. But
Bag
like,
of holding is mine.
okay, well, when he's not looking, I'm gonna start shoving hammers in it.
No, you can put shit in there all day. It's got, what, a 500-pound limit?
Yeah.
We're encumbered, so yeah, Soul carry everything.
I don't keep track of encumbrance.
Okay.
Put a couple-
Pretty
Well,
good thing, because
crap.
I'm pretty sure that the spear that I have is taller than me, and that would be really awkward.
When I run a D&D game, once you get a bag of holding, it means I'm tired of tracking how much you guys are carrying.
Yes.
I'm glad that you're already at that point.
All right. Oh, and I throw that armor at
hoarders.
Alien.
What do you throw at me?
That armor that I've been carrying around since episode 1.
That is
The
now
old
fixed.
one that
I
you wanted
can't-
to inspect.
I can't carry that. Oh yeah, no, it's wicked cool. I mean, we should preserve it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to see if Priscilla will make sure that it goes to a proper museum or historical collector. Who will
You could just
care
take
of
it back to Cam Cow.
Cam
Cam
cow.
Cow.
Take
We
it to the
could,
cam
but
cow.
I can't carry it. 'Cause I'm
Cool,
weak.
give it to her and tell her to do something with it.
You shall find it impressive.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna be like, did you see what we find? It's like ancient armor.
I
We-
like
we-
I
And
like
he's like,
antagon-
and he's like, and we repaired it.
I said
Oh.
we found it. I didn't say we repaired it. I was actually gonna repair it.
Hmm?
That's
I give credit where credit's due.
that's nice.
That's nice.
What do you want me to do something with it, or?
Yeah, we can't take it with us. Could you make sure that it gets into like an appropriate historical exhibit or like a
Uh-huh.
collector?
Yeah, I can take care of that.
I mean, it's a very valuable piece of history.
Yeah, understood. It will be
You're not
taken
just gonna
care
throw
of.
it out, are you,
No.
Priscilla?
Absolutely not.
Because that's what it sounds like you're gonna do, Priscilla, and it's not making me happy.
Can I insight check her?
They laughing to see like I'm about dead, like laying on a shelf or something.
Well, did you hear?
Just
She's
like-
like, oh yeah, I'll take care of that old piece of crap suit of armor.
I said nothing of the sort, sir.
She's straight up hitting you with that customer service voice, 100%.
I know. Oh,
She's
really?
I'm like, she served you. Oh my gosh, I'm willing to pay her just because she served you. Priscilla is my favorite person now.
She's a very
Starving.
specific part of my own personality channeled. My customer service side of my brain channeled. It's Priscilla.
Is it Booth Joe?
Nah, Booth Joe's a little more relaxed than Priscilla.
It needs to be Booth Joe. No, I mean the other way around. Booth Joe needs to be Priscilla.
That's true.
Man.
The last thing you guys receive as you guys are boarding your airship on your way to Valiance, Bronwyn stops Rinlin and hands her a small little pendant. It's attached on a ring or on a chain. Could be a necklace. You can also tighten it, make it like a bracelet. This will keep you hidden.
Hey,
Use it when you need it.
how?
She explains the charm that is on this little particular thing. It has 3 charges on it. Every day you get a D2, technically. It's 1 or 2 charges back at dawn. And using 1 charge allows you to cast, I think it's Disguise Self, to change your appearance.
Alter self or disguise self?
Disguise Self. It is not as foolproof as Atone's altering himself, but it'll still make you passable for someone else. It's just a little minor trinket. It's 3 charges, a D2 back at the beginning of each day.
Thanks, fam. I say far more genuine.
And as like her final words to you before you depart, she just kind of like leans in, kind of like almost embracing. It's like meaningful. Like she puts her forehead against yours and just kind of says quietly, so only you can hear, "You can do this." And then she backs up and waves as you all embark on your ship and begin flying away. And Kalian barfs over the side.
Yep,
Aw,
pretty much.
he actually makes it over the side.
I'm proud of you.
Can you imagine Kaylee
know.
he like pukes on himself and then as he's sick, casts
Prestidigitation
prestidigitation
as he's vomiting on himself. Just like,
Oh,
Oh,
Yes,
it's
I
the most
can. I
sad
can imagine
image
that.
of a wizard ever. Ugh.
but accurate.
All right.
Oh, by the way, I definitely give you your little braid thing and like attach a charm to it so that you have it.
Yeah.
I didn't say that earlier, but I give it to
We
you.
do each other's hair on the airship. It's
Oh my
it's
gosh.
really
Oh,
it's
we
really
add more
fun.
braids.
So we will go ahead and end tonight's session there, and we are going to cover your voyage from Griot to Valiance, where your airship is bound, next time. Yeah, that was fun. It was a lot of role-playing today, but some interesting narrative things came up, I think, and overall, by the end, I feel like you guys are weirdly enough more cohesive as a party than before.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it worked out nicely.
David, you're muted.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So, thank you guys who tuned in and watched today. Brief announcement regarding the VODs of this and most of the other campaigns. I'm going to go ahead and make this announcement here. If you're watching this on a VOD, it's kind of weird, but all the VODs should be up to date very, very soon. They're all scheduled to come out over the next few days. So if you're behind on any of our campaigns and want to catch up on any of the current ones, you can go to YouTube and you should be able to watch all of them over the next few days, including some of the reviews of the Pathfinder playtests that we've been going over. We will be continuing more of that fun stuff on Saturday. And then I believe Monday we're going to hopefully get a Ladies of Vathis stream. I know there's been some unexpected absences and whatnot for Monday, but we should get back on course with that soon.
It is going to
And-
be changing, I think.
Yes.
We're changing to kind of
we'll let
slightly
Ashley
different thing.
Yeah.
cover that full announcement.
So it'll
when
be
it
Ladies of
happens.
Athos, a little different.
Yeah. And then I think Wednesday next week, I think we're good for Keymasters and or Pathfinder playtest. Not sure which one it's going to be. Stay tuned. But yeah, so we're kind of getting back into the full swing. We're all finally over our Gen Con diseases that we caught, and we'll be back playing games for all y'all and putting them on YouTube so you can watch them even if you miss them. But that's all I have for tonight. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hasta luego.